in a high place.
Wow.
And it was as if I was right on the cliff of a rock, the cleft of a rock. And all I could see all around me was nothing but the vastness and the glory of God. But I found myself, after I sat in that place after I realized that I was in that place, I realized that I got afraid because I was sitting there by myself. And I realized that when I looked out, it was so vast and so enormous that I didn't have the breath to withstand it. And all of a sudden, there was this, almost like the frame of that song, the clouds began to dissipate.
Jesus.
So that it could cover up what I could not
Oh my God.
stand to see.
Yes,
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my Jesus.
Because I
Jesus.
saw, he saw that when I saw how vast
Oh my God.
and how powerful and how great I really am in that situation, he understood that I could not contain myself or sit there in that long enough. So I saw the clouds started coming in so I could see but really not see.
Wow, look at that.
Oh,
Thank you.
So that I could stay there long enough to get what was necessary. And so all I can see now are clouds and the tops of trees.
Wow.
But I heard the Spirit of the Lord says, do not be fooled by what you see. Because when these clouds dissipate,
Oh my God.
all that you have created is still there. All that I have for you is still there. I'm only bringing this cloud of glory in so that you can stand it. Because you cannot look upon me at the state that you're in right now. Because you don't even know and you can't even begin to comprehend all that I have for you. So I changed this so you could stay there. I didn't want to do too much to make you run away from the glory, from what I created from you. But I want to tell you that once it all dissipates, that which I have given you to do is there. It's already been created. It's already there. It's already there. I just want to give you enough time to be able to come up spiritually to where I need you to stand. And I says, thank you, Lord.
Thank you, God.
Because you know, he knew what I could tolerate. And he didn't want to show me too much. Because if he showed me too much of his glory, he knew I would run.
Yes. Jesus.
He knew if he showed me too much of his glory, I would be like the people of Israel. That once Moses came out of the sight of God, and the glory of the Lord filled the camp. The scripture says that he told the people told Moses, listen, you will find out what I need to hear. Because right now it's too much for us to bear. And the Spirit of the Lord says there's some things that I'm doing in this house that's a little bit too much for you to see that I'm bearing, that you can bear. It's a little bit too much for you because all of my power is in this place. And if I bring too much of it upon you, you're going to run. And you're going to try to find someone else to hear from you. So therefore, I'm just going to cover it up a little bit.
Wow, because he's on.
I'm going to just let you see a glimpse of what I really have prepared for you. And then the more you trust me, the more you climb, then I will reveal to you the more.
Wow, look at that.
The more you trust who you are, I'm going to dissipate a little bit more of the clouds. The more you take authority in who you are, then I'm going to dissipate more. And then I'm going to dissipate more, and I'm going to let you really see what I called you for. I'm going to let you see what you prepared.
Jesus.
I'm going to let you see what I called you in the earth. I'm going to let you see the people you impacted. I'm going to let you see all of what I have done because of your obedience to me. I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to let you see it. So when I'm hiding myself from you, it's just because you cannot stand to see all that I have to do. But, just tell your neighbor, but it's still there.
But it's still there. It's still there.
Still there.
What I have, what I prepared, guess what?
Still there.
It's still there. The promise I have for you, Brother Mars, Brother Clarence,
Still there.
it's still there.
Wow.
The plans that I have for you to prosper you and to give you a hope,
It's still
it's still there.
Still there.
It's still there.
What I've called you for, the people that you have been called to impact, it's still there. It's just covered now because you can't take it yet. You can't take it yet. You ain't strong enough yet. You can't endure, because if I show you too much of it, it's going to cause you to panic and it's going to make you run away from it. So I've given you the glimpse that you need for right now.
Wow.
Thank you, Lord.
Wow.
I've given it to you.
Yes.
And you can keep on climbing to me if your heart still trusts in who I am. If your heart continues to trust in who I am. Can somebody just declare that God, you're worthy?
God, you're worthy.
Wow. You're worthy. Hey. I hope you all feel welcome. Amen. I'm not going to go through all of that. Amen. Today. For I feel that the Lord has shifted us and that He wants us to really begin to go in. So today, this week, I was dealing with a situation where the Lord had commanded me to, I'm in a place, just tell your neighbor, pastor's in a place. And the place that she's in is a very uncomfortable. Anybody?
No, Jesus.
Just like, cover your mouth. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That's a pastor.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, God. All right. Well, that's what he's like. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Listen, let me make him sneeze because I need you to really pull back and laugh. Hallelujah. Amen. And so I'm at this place where I am challenged to do something that I've never done before.
Wow.
Is that you? Are you? I feel like we're all one
Yeah, we
people,
are.
one spirit, one God. And I believe that many of us have allowed ourselves to take on some things that God has for us to do. And oftentimes we just don't know whether we're up for the task.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know how. I don't know how to even do it. This is very uncomfortable for me. This is a area that I'm not familiar with. This, you know what I'm saying, Sister Tara, you like moving forward, and you have to do what God has commanded your hands to do, but it's very uncomfortable. And I believe that's why this morning He brought me to that place, and the first sight was, look, it's all done. Look, you're capable. Look, you can do this thing. Look, I'm with you. Look, everything you need is there. But then He clouded it up because I deal with this place where I feel that I don't belong at that place. I'm not. Anybody have felt that you just don't belong at that table? You don't feel that. You don't feel that that table is prepared for that group, but you don't really belong at that table. That table is for them, and then there's this table over here that's just for you. Anybody in this place that God is commanding that you will go forward and that you're going to have to sit at that table. And the only way that we will learn how to stay at that table is we got to move past feeling like we are an imposter. It's this thing that makes us feel like we don't belong. Anybody been at that place where you know what God has called you to do, and then He keeps lifting you up in situations, and He keeps getting you to try. I mean, He's asking that you would trust Him, because it's like the song said, this trust you're going to have your hands wide open. This trust you're going to have to climb. You're going to have to climb this thing. It ain't no grip here. This trust you have to travel by the Spirit of the living God. You got to travel by the power of God. That's why, Sister Elder Tracy, there is a reason why the Lord had you to release that in the house today, because He understands that this next move, our next faith move, is going to be totally dependent on you and I walking by His Spirit. It's walking by what He's told us. It is totally dependent on the necessity of us knowing that we belong.
Hey!
You got to know that you belong there. I can't tell you belong there. Nobody else can tell you. You got to know that you belong at that table. You got to know that that's where God created that space for you. You got to know that. Guess what? And you're not an imposter. God is calling you to go there. There was this professor who was dealing with this guy, this young student. This student was one who felt like he had to take a test, but he was a very smart student, and he started calling the professor early on and said, well, hey, are we going to have a test? And the professor said, yes, there's going to be a test. And he says, well, what kinds of things are going to be on the test? He says, well, the things we went over last week, that's going to be there. He says, well, do you think that I have enough understanding of it? And he says, well, what did you make on the last test? No, he says, well, what's your GPA? He says, well, it's about a 3.6. And he says, okay, well, that lets me know you have the capability. Can y'all hear me? That lets me know you have the capability to get it done. So he continued to talk to the student. The student still feel like that's not enough. And he talked to the student, and the student says, well, what about if I don't understand? It was a science test. He says, well, what about if I don't understand that? He says, well, let me ask you a question. He says, well, what did you make on your last two tests? He says, well, I made about a 90 and a 92. He says, well, that lets me know that you have an understanding.
You have an understanding.
Wow.
Wow.
He said, so the professor continued, he continued to talk to him, and he said this. He says, he ended with this. This is the student. He says, well, you know what? I believe I might fail that test tomorrow.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
How many
Look
of
at
us?
that.
Whoa.
Look at that. Jesus.
That means a lot.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh,
Yes.
my.
That's it. That's,
Oh,
that's it right
my
there.
God.
That's it.
How many of us
Yes.
have the capability? We have an understanding, but we still think when we walk into that situation, we're still going to fail that test tomorrow. Anybody in this place
Come on, Pastor.
that already know that God has prepared you for this thing. He already knows that God has already told you that I'm going to be there with you. And you still walk in the situation with the mindset that you're going to fail. Anybody been here and just